What's going on, everyone? So, there was a lot of kind of rumors going around for a while that Jalen Brunson might take his extension now, which would save the Knicks $113 million long term. But it was like, nah, it doesn't make any sense, right? If he just waits, he'll get this huge contract. It's in his best interest. That's what he's going to do. And then lo and behold, Jalen Brunson takes the $156.5 million and saves the Knicks $113 million. And he cited that, hey, I want to be the Tom Brady's, the Patrick Mahomes, the guys that have taken those discounts to maintain in contention, right? To win championships. Jalen Brunson wants to win a championship, and he basically put his money where his mouth was in order to do so. But these type of things always split people into two camps, right? There's the camps that's like, you shouldn't help these billion-dollar organizations. They'd ship you out the moment that you get the opportunity. And then there's the people that are like, that's how you're supposed to do it. Take notes. Why isn't my superstar on my team doing that? And to me, it's just, you can't compare certain things, right? Everyone has their own ideas of what is necessary, what they want in life. Some people want the money, right? Some people, they don't care about the hardware, and they're not willing to give up $50-100 million to go and get a championship trophy, which may or may not get. Like, Jalen Brunson could take this discount and the Knicks could not win a championship. And then if they don't win, what's going to happen? Everyone's going to go, see, that's why you don't do that. That's why this guy is silly. To me, it's like, it's Jalen Brunson's money. If he wants to take that discount, let him take that discount. I mean, it shows the commitment. I applaud him. I wouldn't have turned down $115 million or $113 million, but also I'm not somebody that'll likely ever be in that position, so can't really talk on that. Most of us, if not all of us, can't really speak on that. And he's still making an insane amount of money, and he wants to bring a championship to New York. But here's the thing, right? I don't believe anybody could do that anymore. Like, if Ja Morant took a discount in Memphis, right? Yeah, people would applaud him, but even if Memphis won a championship, it doesn't cement your legacy the way that Jalen Brunson would in New York. If Jalen Brunson wins a championship in New York, in the mecca of basketball, and he took a $113 million discount, this guy will live forever. In that perspective, it might be worth the 100. I mean, he'll have a statue in the front. I mean, the guy will be historically all time. But regardless, enough about the money. The Knicks are in an incredible place and situation. Obviously, this gives them a ton of flexibility going forward, especially with that new CBA. And real quick, I'm very curious to see if more stars do stuff like this. Right, like even LeBron was willing to take a discount if the Lakers could have found the right piece or two. They weren't, and he ended up taking his max. But I'm curious to see if this kind of becomes a trend. Maybe not $113 million, but a lot of guys are not going to get paid what they used to. It's just something to keep in mind, right? Like, people were throwing out contracts left and right. Guys were getting, $18-20 million contracts just for fun. But teams and organizations, they can't do that anymore. So I'm curious to see how much the new CBA impacts the stars as well as, in particular, the role players. It's really going to hurt the role players. But back to the Knicks. They trade for Mel Bridges. Now, the trade for Mel Bridges was a hefty overpay. It was. I mean, they sold the farm to get Bridges. But if they win, doesn't matter. None of it matters. Problem is, if they don't win, again, that could shine a negative light. Kind of similar to Brunson. Brunson takes discount. Knicks don't win. It's like, see, that's why you don't take a discount. Right? Same thing with Bridges. Right? If the Knicks don't win, it's like, and I'm not saying they have to win this year. Right? This is a very good, very talented, very young team. Right? All of their pieces are still very young, and they're going to be very good for the next probably minimum 4 to 5 years. So, to the Knicks, they're taking a gamble, right? And I really do. My biggest thing was OG. Can they keep OG? I thought the Knicks were the second best team in the East before the Bridges and everything like that. I thought if the Knicks could be and stay healthy, they were the second best team. And then they ended up having some injury issues, which are still some concerns, right? Like, they still have several guys that are question marks in the injury department, including OG, right? But I think Mel Bridges was the perfect complement, right? Could they have gone and used that trade for like a Lauri Markkanen or something? Like, sure. But I think Bridges, it just slots in perfectly. I think he's a guy that will complement and kind of make up for Jalen Brunson and some of his ailments, right? Brunson is spectacular. He's incredible. But now you got this size, this length, this switchability, the defense around Jalen Brunson to kind of allow him to be the scorer. I'm not saying he can, I'm just going to stand on the side. No, he still has to get after it on the defense side. But I think Mel Bridges just kind of fits the Knicks mold better, right? But you add in OG, now you got legit size, length, versatility switch. But I mean, you could play OG at the 4 at times and Bridges at the 3. OG, even with his little, his injury concerns, he ends up missing a week or something like that. Boom, you just slide Bridges over, and his Bridges durability. I mean, the guy hasn't like missed a game since like high school or something. Like, the guy is about, is one of the few players in the league that just is automatic. You can always count on him. That's good, right? So the Knicks have cap flexibility. They have excellent core and foundation with depth. They could use a backup center, right? Especially after losing Hartenstein, but they're in good shape, and I'm sure that they'll figure that out. They don't need somebody like great. They just need somebody serviceable that can kind of come in and play some spot minutes and stuff like that. I think they'll be fine. There is concerns about, Mitchell Robinson, but I think they'll be good. You could always, even if you needed to, against certain matchups, not all of them, but certain matchups, you could even go small ball and put Randle at the 5. And I think the Knicks will be fine in that regard. But not only do they have financial flexibility, they still have trade flexibility, right? So, like, the big question is, like, what do they do with Randle? Do they keep Julius Randle, or do they decide to move him? Personally, I think that they should move him, right? I like Randle a lot, but he is best with the ball in his hands. He is best, I don't know how well he'll complement OG and Bridges and things like that. And if you could turn Randle into like a backup center and maybe like a serviceable 4 or something, right? That doesn't necessarily need the ball. All right, like if you could still get Lauri Markkanen, that'd be great, and then just move him to the 4. But ideally, like, I think there's almost a real argument to take Randle and turn him into several pieces rather than like using him to go get a big splash piece, right? Like using Julius Randle to go get 1 or 2 guys. I do think it is worth at least waiting. Like, I don't think you have to do it right now, right? Go into the season, see how it looks, see how it plays out. And then if it is a little clunky, you make them available at the trade deadline and you see what you could get, right? I don't think it's something where it's like this pressing need where it's like, oh man, like you got to get Randle off of this. Like he doesn't fit or anything. Like there's the questions of like, will he? But even then, like, even if they don't, like, let's say Randle is great. If an upgrade does come along where it's like, oh, this is the guy that makes the Knicks a dynasty, right? Or something like that, right? Then you go make that move. Then you use Julius Randle to make that happen. But I do think there's also, for the cohesiveness, the chemistry, right? You want to keep as many of the same components in place. You have OG full season. You'll have Mel Bridges now for a full season. Kind of got your roster, you got your landscape. You got to, again, make a couple edge moves. But you still have, like, DiVincenzo and Josh Hart off the bench. Like, you still, Deuce McBride. Like, you have some really nice pieces off the bench. You got your, 8 to 9 guys right now. And that's all you really need. To me, the only thing that's really standing in the Knicks' way is just health. Right? I mean, Boston is still, they're not going anywhere. Boston's still going to be very tough. And they're probably only going to be better if guys can stay healthy again. Like can Kristaps Porzingis and guys like that, can they stay healthy? But the to me, it's really, I like the Sixers and I like what they did, but I still need, for me, I need to see what the Sixers look like and how does it work, right? But there's also the concerns of like Joel Embiid just completely disappearing in the playoffs. Joel Embiid also hasn't been a model of health lately. Same thing with Paul George. Paul George is known to just completely disappear in the playoffs. Paul George also hasn't been a model of health. So to me, I'm not ready to put the Sixers there. I think it's a two-man race right now. I think it's the Knicks and the Celtics are the two best teams in the Eastern Conference. Even with and look, the Sixers on paper look very good. And even if it does work out great, I still would probably put the Knicks ahead of them unless like the Sixers just, it's like, wow, like they're too good type thing. Like it's just like Paul George was the perfect complement, Joel Embiid, Maxey, like unless it's something where it's just like they're clearly just running through everybody. If it goes like in there, because I think that they'll be very good. The Bucks, you have Giannis and Dame, so there is that like you always are going to have a chance. You're always going to have a puncher's chance. But I wasn't sold on them last year. I didn't think they would be very good last year, and they weren't. And I don't think they're going to be very good this year. Like, that team's only a year older, really. And I don't think that they made any significant changes or moves or anything. I also think that they traded the wrong player. I think that they should have kept Drew Holiday and traded Chris Middleton. But now he can't go back and change that. So to me, I think the Knicks are that team that's going to be standing. I do. I think they're there. Obviously, luck and certain dominoes have to fall your way. I think they will. I think the Knicks are going to be in great shape. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion. Pass a question on you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What do you think? How do you feel? What are your thoughts? Do you think that, like, yeah, the Knicks, they're coming, they're great, everyone just get out their way? Do you think that, no, like the Knicks, they still need more, got to flip Randle? How do you feel? Whatever your thoughts are, I'd love to hear it. So let me know down in the comments below. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me a lot. So we enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. Not subscribe to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one. Thank you.